This playthrough is rated M for mature.
Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Will, A Wonderful World. In the last episode, we met two new characters, Carlos and Chang, who are somehow tied to each other, despite, we flipped some layers around, but they have, nothing to do with each other, but somehow we got S endings because of that. And we also tracked out the different endings that we could get. Looks like, at least at the beginning, most of them are bad, which means we can't get those. I think if it's a lettered ending, we can stick with that if we want to, which I assume might have different variations on maybe the end of the game. If you don't get all S ranks, you'll have variations. I don't know how many different variations of the ending there can be. I mean, it's a visual novel, so you could probably have a few more options because it's more of a writing issue than anything like that. But anyway, let's continue on with playing God and see who we can affect next. A new partner and first days at new school. This problem was so difficult. I stared at the test and it looks like some kind of ancient curse torturing my fragile mind. All this is doing is warping my fragile little mind. A box of chocolate milk suddenly appeared on my desk. Chocolate milk? How old are you? No, I still like chocolate milk. My favorite. I opened it up and started drinking it. It was delicious. You win. What are you doing? What are you doing during an exam? Miss Yang pounded her fist on my desk. My eyes went wide. There was no test, no Miss Yang, not even my favorite drink, chocolate milk. I was lying in my own bed, still wearing the t-shirt I put on for tennis last night. How I had fallen asleep on this. Suddenly, I remembered that I had found some strange things at my door last night. I carefully opened the door and looked outside. There was nothing. Was it not just a dream? And in any case, what time was it? I checked the clock on the wall. ... It was 10:15. Sorry, I'm trying to do a specific voice, but I don't know if I'll keep it through the rest of the game, but I'll try. I rushed to the school as fast as possible. The second period had just begun. It was tennis class today. My school was famous for its emphasis on so-called equality education, which meant that unlike other schools, we had classes in stuff like tennis, art, and so on, even for the senior students, so that they could get some exercise and release some of the stress from schoolwork. Not many seniors enrolled in these classes, though. Everyone had bet their whole lives on the upcoming Guaokao? I'm trying to think how that's actually pronounced in Chinese. What's all? Something like that. I don't know. I can't speak Chinese, so I'm just going to say Guaokao, Guasao, Gaokao? Maybe it's Gaokao? Whatever. AKA the National Higher Educational Entrance Examination is an annual held national exam in mainland China. All high school seniors and other people at similar academic levels take the exam as an entrance selection process for the higher educational institutions. The exams are held every year from June 7th to June 9th, typically including 3 mandatory subjects: literature, math, and English. English in China? Wouldn't it be Chinese? Well, then again, I guess, at least currently, English is still one of the most learned languages in a lot of countries, because at least at the time, a lot of businesses knew English, so it was better for a lot of countries to learn English too, so they could use it like the business language. But I don't know, that might change here in a few years. Anyway, along with another choice between liberal arts, civics, history, geography, and engineering, science, physics, chemistry, and biology. The modern Gaokao is whatever. That's what I'm going to say, even though that's not how it's pronounced. It was first held in 1977 with 5.7 million participants and a 5% acceptance rate. By 2017, the total number of participants has increased to 9.4 million, and the acceptance rate is 85%. Nevertheless, it's still very hard to be admitted into the top universities. In Chinese culture, going to a good college could change one's fate. While not entirely correct, still dominates the mind of numerous students and their parents. In order to get better grades, even when sick, sometimes there are reports about students who keep studying with an IV attached. Oh, that's messed up. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happens in real life. Actually, isn't this based on an actual thing? That's why it's in here? Because it's sometimes visual novels and stuff like that throw in actual events and stuff like that. Many top high scores in each individual province have also been known to come up with extraordinary strategies in order to send their students into the top 2 universities in China. For instance, Guangshui High School in Hebei province is famous for its military-style school administration, and the most well-known super school, Guaokao Sweat Factory in China, after the fall of its predecessor, Huanggang High School of Hubei province. Interesting. However, I still had no idea what I wanted to do in the future, nor what major I'd be interested in. I suppose I could just go with the flow. I carried the racket under my arm and ran into the tennis court. Usually I would just do some hitting practice during the class, but today I was here with a purpose. Last time I had accidentally hit that knucklehead Rocky from class 3 when I had practiced my serve. What type of Chinese boy is called Rocky? He insisted that I had done it on purpose and challenged me to match to settle the score. What kind of obsessive obnoxious man was this? Well, today was the day of our duel. Duel! It's time to duel! I had agreed to his proposal with $30 of chocolate milk as the wager. 30 boxes? How much does that cost? My favorite. We would play double matches for one set, and we got to pick a partner for the opponent. I'm actually not a big fan of tennis. I find it kind of boring after a while to watch it. I only watch it for well, never mind. Okay, I was gonna say crude if I go further. I picked Wang Quang as Rocky's partners first. He was probably the weakest out of all the people present today. My darling chocolate milk, here I come! Rocky pointed to someone behind me. You'll partner with him then. You'll partner with him then. I turned around, and I saw someone who was looking petrified, someone whom I'd never even met. The stranger introduced himself as Jimmy! Jimmy! He said he had just transferred to Hong Kong today. Huh? A transfer student in the last semester of senior year from Hong Kong, no less. That was peculiar. Never mind, I needed to win my chocolate milk first. And he really had chocolate milk? Since he had enrolled in class, he could be really good. Maybe this would be my lucky day, or he's forced to because there's no other clubs. Just one game later, I realized I'd been kidding myself. That sneaky Rocky, you must have known this guy didn't know how to play at all. Wang Quang might only be a 2.0. Wang Quang? Whatever. But that would just make Jimmy a 0.2. He barely knew how to hold a racket. No matter, for my precious chocolate milk, I would have to do it alone. Half an hour later, we were at the tiebreaker. A tiebreaker is a scoring system in tennis. A 12-point tiebreaker game is played when it's set 6-6. In the additional game, points are counted using ordinary numbering. The players who reach at least 7 points, but also has 2 more points than the opponent, wins the game and the set. Well, thanks for telling us about tennis game. The score was 7-8, their match point. I assume it's told us there to, if you're, that way you can follow along with why the stakes are as they are. It's kind of like in certain nautical novels where they have to explain starboard and port side and all this other stuff because the common reader might not even understand going into it, even though once you understand boats, if a book specifically presented as that was a book novel or boat novel. Then again, was it the Horatio Hornblower series is technically done as just a straight historical, fictional drama that has a lot of boat terminology. So it's probably promoted as a drama more than a thing about boats. But yeah, it has like all these little notes about boat nautical terms and stuff like that. Anyway, if I could win this next point, I still had a chance. Otherwise, I would have to go buy the chocolate milk myself at 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven, huh? Wait, there's 7-Eleven in China, or is that just what the translators wanted to put there because they didn't want to put a Chinese convenience store name in there? I was standing at the right side of the back. My head was soaking wet. I'm also going to do that in the future just to point it out. My head was soaking wet and sweat was dripping down my ponytail into my shirt. Jimmy was standing on the left of the side of the net, and I could see he was sweating the back of his shirt too. Here comes the ball. It was aimed at the center of the back court to my left. I squeezed the racket in my hands. Dashes. I suddenly twisted my ankle. Swing. And a miss. I fell to the ground and completely mishit the ball. Oh, I was right. Even worse, it went straight into the back of Jimmy's head. Wait, did that kill him? Oh, it just... and he died. No. Jimmy fainted. Oh no, did I just give him a concussion? Oh, you did. Is this the second person you possibly killed in your lifetime? You're a unlucky lady. But I clearly remember that he was standing much further left. Wasn't he? We win. So you may not have killed a boy, but you probably gave him a concussion. And then we read as Jimmy, the person who's just playing tennis. Didn't expect to have a classical theme. Does each character have their own theme, or is it just? I think it just changes it. God, what do I want Jimmy's name to be? Well, he's obviously not super young. I was gonna give him almost like a kid's voice there for a second, but All name is... can I really stick up with that voice for long or not? I could use my regular voice, I guess. My name is Jimmy. Today was my first day at Yinghang High School as a senior. I flew in from Hong Kong and boy, my arms are tired, to Beijing only a few days ago. On my first night, my suitcase, which held my laptop, still hadn't arrived at school. Maybe he's a nerd. Maybe I should do the nerd voice. On my first night, my suitcase... I don't know if I want to do that voice the whole time, though. I can do that voice, but if it's a major character, it kind of works on my voice after a while. I was bored out of my mind and decided to go down to the arcade to kill some time. There was a girl with long hair. She had come to the arcade with a basket of tennis balls. She was sweating from head to toe. That's hot. She wanted to get the Sears Spotty doll for the claw machine. I wanted to get it too, but earlier there had been a couple hogging the machine for a long time. Throughout my childhood, my father could always buy me anything I wanted. It was usually Game Boys. Computers... Oh, Game Boys specifically? Okay, whatever. Well... No, they only called it Game Boy for a while. Anyway, computers, stuff like that. Nothing outrageous. So I never really understood the feeling of wanting something so badly but not being able to get it. I looked at her from a distance. I'm going to be a stalker. No, I watched her fail and keep trying over and over again. Her expression looked so funny and so cute. I felt a strange urge. I had gone to an all-boys school in Hong Kong, and I also wasn't someone who liked to go out that much. I never really met very many girls. And I never really learned how to pick up girls. It's not that hard, really. You just talk to them, and they can tell if they like you or not, and then you kind of go in for the question. If they don't like you, if they just reject you, you're like, oh well, and just go on to the next person. But today I felt different. I really thought she was extremely cute, and I had a special feeling about her that I didn't really understand myself. Maybe because the story is telling us you do. I didn't want to miss the chance of getting to know her. I mustered all my courage and decided to get her attention. I wrote down my email address on a piece of paper, and I bought a drink and quietly left the cup on the counter of the claw machine with the note under the cup. I just need to wait for her response. She could have easily just thrown it out of the way thinking of it as a joke. That's not the way to do it. The first night I didn't get an email. It must have been too late. She would write me back the next day, I thought. The second day, all I got was junk mail. Third day... Maybe she lost the note by accident. Maybe she had washed it in her laundry. Maybe I could find out what her email address was instead. All I need to do was hack into the cashier system of the arcade. I get information on all the customers who paid for tokens using mobile banking. And I could get more than just their email addresses, just like their real addresses and bank accounts. Oh dear. So I did it. I mustered all my courage once again and wrote her an email. Yet, maybe she didn't really use her email. I told my father that I wanted to transfer to this school. It didn't really matter to him, and the school happened to be quite good too, so I agreed almost immediately. If I know the truth, he would have slapped me in the face and called me a disgrace. I also found out that she liked playing tennis, so of course I bought myself a racket immediately. I even finished reading all 42 volumes of the manga series The Kid of Tennis. I've actually heard of that. I never read it, but I'm aware of it. The Kid of Tennis is a Japanese anime comedy series centered around tennis play teenagers. If you've looked at anime, there's like an anime for everything. Like, what was the one joke that anime that just came out? It was like an anime about girls learning to lose weight and lift dumbbells or something like that. And I think it's called like The Girls Who Lift Dumbbells or it's something stupid like that. It's like, man, they've got anime for everything these days. The series received wide acclaim as soon as it debuted in Japan, and also broke many ratings records in Hong Kong, which is strange because a lot of Chinese folk aren't a fan of Japanese because of what happened in World War II. But I guess slowly over the course of years, it's slowly dying away. But there's still people that are like holding on to that, especially the Japanese or Chinese government themselves. Ratings records in Hong Kong, Taiwan, and other Southeast Asian countries. The hero of the series, Kaido no Reiku, Kaido? I think it's Kaido. Kaido no Reiku grows up in an extremely wealthy family. He has never had any luck with the girls in school, as he is too introverted. Just like me. Except I'm not good at tennis. However, his life changes forever when one of his high school classmates and the girl in his dreams? Shouldn't be of his dreams? Whatever. In his dreams, Mizukawa Ryoko, casually asks him, "Do you like tennis?" He makes up his mind and joins the school tennis team to become a great tennis player so he can impress her and win her over. Yeah, that's how you're supposed to like find a romance for the rest of your days. You do something you wouldn't normally do. Well, never mind. The unique art style and positive spirit of the series has influenced many generations of young people, and the series has since become a classic. Many kids have grown up idolizing Kaido no Reiku, thinking that they could attract the attentions of their secret crushes by becoming good at tennis. More importantly, the vast majority of them eventually learn an invaluable lesson that everything in an anime series is simply a lie. Yeah, Yeah, don't focus, because it's all fiction. By the way, I never thought that I'd get the chance to partner with her in doubles match on my first day at the new school. Too bad you suck at it, kid. Yeah, there's a difference between reading the manga and practical knowledge and book knowledge or whatever. Anyway, also I never realized that everything in the manga was a lie. The only time I even touched the ball, it hit the referee. Crap, I suck so bad. She must hate me now. Yeah, she does. We ended up in a tiebreaker for the match. I had read about this in the manga. Basically, it was a quick way to decide the winner when both sides have been evenly matched. Yeah, she did all the work, dude. If it wasn't for me, she would have won easily. Yep. Except it's a double, so I'm surprised she was keeping up with 2 people. Frankly, the ball was coming again. It was a fast one. It was flying towards my right side. I was so nervous that my hand shaked uncontrollably. I tried my best to hold the racket as steady as I could. Dashes. I took a step to the right. I rushed forward. I took a step to the right almost out of instinct, but I let the ball pass. Even if I tried to hit the ball, it would never go in. From behind me, I heard her hitting the ball. Good job. Before I could finish my thought, I felt a sudden shock of numbness and pain from the back of my head. I completely blacked out. I was in the infirmary when I woke up. It was already noon. I looked around. There was no one else in the room but the school nurse. Well, you could always get with the school nurse. I've heard there's a lot of anime and manga about that. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, Jimmy, what do you think was going to happen? Jimmy. I'm surprised his name's Jimmy. Just... what type of Chinese name is Jimmy? I think it's because... he could be, obviously... Not that there can't be guys in China named Jimmy. It's just... It seems unlikely. Most people stick with their conventions, unless his family transferred from another country, but like he's British or something like that. But okay, so, and obviously the game is telling me right there what I need to do. But since I'm trying to get all the endings, I might as well just maybe I should just switch both of them just to see what ending I get from. Oh, you can throw all of them onto one side. Can you really do that? Huh. Well, let's see what happens. I might as well do the messed up one first. So at least it also color coordinates to tell me like which one is which. So I'm just gonna leave it as is and see what happens. It probably doesn't change anything because I'm just swapping it over, but it kind of looks like it just changes hers. So let's see what happens. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. I swung my racket with my eyes closed. The ball flew over the baseline. It was out. I did overestimate myself. The match was over. She must be mad at me now. Cry emoji. Jimmy took a swing at the ball. The ball flew at the baseline. Out. 7-9. We lost. I lost. My precious $30 is a chocolate milk. Bad ending. I doubt, the thing is, I doubt any of those actually affected anything because those seem to just, like contradict each other because, he didn't twist himself or anything like that. Or, well, I guess he swung it, but still, it's like, anyway, we got a bad ending. So, whoa! How many variations on the ending are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, it's because of all the variations of the choices. So, okay. Alright, let's do that again. Read. Start. Okay. So, retry. Okay, so that's just one of the bad endings where basically they just... Wait, which... Oh, I think it was that way. Okay. See what happens if I just swap them out and see what happens. Let's see what ending we get that way. Oh, is it just the same thing? Oh, okay, it's the same result. Okay. So there are some options that just don't change nothing. And it doesn't give us a new ending because the changes aren't different enough to warrant that, so, okay. Let's see if that does anything. Okay. I guess if it highlights, it means something changed in the story to doing that, so. Oh, but not enough to warrant an actual difference. Okay. Oops. See, does that change? See if that changes anything. No. must have to do something. Actually, what happens if we just give her all the things? Oh, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh! The ball flew past me. I expected to hear her hitting the ball, but I heard nothing. I turned around and saw her sitting on the ground, hunched over. Did she just get hit by the ball? Open eyes. People were already gathered around. Someone mentioned the infirmary? I suppose someone should take her there any moment now. Honestly, I wish that someone could be me. Our teacher walked over. You take her to the infirmary. Wait, was he was speaking to me? Oh my gosh, the goddess of fortune must have heard my wish. The ball was to my left, but I stumbled to the right. I don't know, did I did the ball? I even lost my racket. If for some reason my stomach suddenly started hurting. Why? Was it because I had time for breakfast this morning? 7 to 9. I lost. I took 2 pills in the infirmary and felt a little better. I lay down on the bed. Everything around me was white and made me feel sleepy. Jimmy said he wanted to keep me company, so he's sitting beside my bed. I thought maybe I should talk to him a little so that it would feel less awkward. However, I think I was too exhausted and I fell asleep. Oh, he gets a rank A because he got to hang out with her, but she gets a bad at it because, you know, obviously she got hit in the side or whatever. Okay. Anyway, trying to retry again. So basically him doing nothing gets him a rank A. That's kind of funny. I wonder if, there, let's see what happens. Does that change anything? Nope. Okay. So that's the same either. Whoops. Okay. Start. Retry. See if that does anything. Nope. Or, yes? No. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. Whoa. Hold on. Back up. Retry. Okay. Let's see. Well, obviously if you want to get the best, she obviously has to swing. That's the thing. Okay. Okay, so I was standing on the right side, the left. Jim was standing on the left side of the net. I was in the center of the background on my left. Fast one was on my right side. So if he doesn't take, he shouldn't get hit. If he doesn't step to the right, he shouldn't be able to take it. Obviously, to him get a good inning, he has to end up with her or something like that, because obviously that seems to be the thing there. But she needs to swing to do that too. So would that be it? No, that's not. Oops, sorry. Oh, no. Oh, we can just show. Religion, the goddess of fortune, hobbies, video game, manga, anime, programming, technology, transfer Hong Kong, cool. Alright, anyway, we still have to still fix his issue. What was it? And yeah, he has an A ending, so, but, okay, anyway. Okay, retry. Okay, so, So obviously twist of the ankle and swing have to be the same one. And we already swapped them out, so swapping them doesn't really change anything either. Maybe, because I don't think he would have to, because I assume stepping to the right is not what we're supposed to do with him at all. And wouldn't flying to the right, I'm standing on the left side of the net. And that was the one that got that bad in it before, right? Maybe you just have to do it all on one person or something like that. Did we do that to the other one as well to get... I forgot if we did all of her on one side to get her to do that. Okay, that was the rank A ending because she got hit. Maybe we made that a different spot. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Because as soon as you put it in a specific position, it doesn't even, like, it just takes out of the equation, or it's just such a misnomer that doesn't matter. From behind me, I heard her hitting the ball. Good job! I felt the ball graze past my right ear, and it flew straight at the guy across the net. It hit him right on the nose. That was close. I'd stepped a little too much to my right. Open eyes. They forfeited the match. Let a relaxed sigh. Finally, I didn't have to embarrass myself anymore. I don't know leads because, well, so some of the stuff I'm actually not familiar with, like his... Some of them are obvious, like open eyes, crying, and all that other stuff, but there was still a little time before the end of the class. By the time I finally made up my mind to go talk to her, she'd already left. So that was probably a good ending for her, but bad ending for him. I assume he has to somehow help to get her recognition or something like that. I took a swing at the ball, but I tripped. Although I took another step, my ankle was hurting too much to steady myself. I fell on the ground, lost my balance because of a twisted ankle, and missed the ball too. The ball grazed Jimmy's right ear and hit Quang's nose straight on. Ouch, that must have hurt. The game ended with their opponent forfeit. Rocky said that since the match had not been brought concluded, the bet should be cut off. That sneaky bastard. So wait, even her twisting her foot it's a bad ending for him because he doesn't get together with her. So that makes sense. So we've unlocked 4 out of 8, right? That's, yeah, man. I think most of the games are going to be, oh no, we've unlocked, but he only has 7 different variations. So we need to either get S or A rank with him. And obviously it depends on our positioning of all this other stuff. So would that change anything? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Changing time. Oh, I took a swing at the ball, but I almost tripped. I had to take another step to stop myself from falling it over. The tennis ball flew over the net, kissed the baseline. Compressed. It bounced up. Then it was stuck in the wire fence around the court. Yay, match point served. Rocky was such a sneaky bastard. With Jimmy barely able to move, he was now aiming every ball at him. But Jimmy was able to get out of my way almost every time, even with the twisted ankle. We were coordinating surprisingly well. After a while, when Kang was left standing there too, the game had become a singles match between Rocky and me. Maybe Jimmy was a lucky charm because we eventually won the game 15-13. What a great partner! I had won my chicken milk! Hooray! I fell to the ground and my ankle hurt like hell. Fortunately, we still won the points thanks to her. Now our opponent was hitting the ball towards me almost exclusively, but Li Wen was too good. And eventually we won! More importantly, she ran over and high-fived me. I wasn't just daydreaming about this. She really did just give me a high five. High five, yeah. Her hand felt so warm. I never forgot that moment. Cat face. A girl touched me. And that's the rank S way. Alright, so, there's still like 3 more variations to hers and 2 more variations to hers. So, luckily we've got the S rank, so just twisting his ankle doesn't take him to the hospital, so I just have to remember what the S rank is so we can stick with that. Let me see if I can figure out the other ones. Wonder if we could just wonder if him getting a swing and all that does anything. Probably not. No, that's still a bad ending. Oops. I keep pressing the wrong buttons. Okay. Okay, that's the rank S or rank A thing again. That's that one. Let's see. Is that I'm trying to remember if I had actually flipped. Okay, I wonder if I flipped him, if that does anything. No. Okay. So let me switch these back. They leave a one alive, doesn't do that either. Okay, that's the original. So that's a bad ending. I'm just kind of curious how to get the other. Oh, here we go. There we go. Let's do one. 3, 2, 1. Changing history. Even worse, the ball went straight into the back of Jimmy's head. Jimmy passed out. Oh no, did I just give him a concussion? But I clearly remembered he was standing much further left, wasn't he? Okay, so that just gives her another bad ending, not him, because we knocked his ass out. Okay, so retry. So that was just swinging it, and just whatever option we gave it did that. So, okay. Did that do anything? No. Okay. I'm just seeing if any of the, like, adjusting these does, like, oops. Nuts, I didn't mean to do that. That's the rank A. No, that doesn't give me anything. I'm trying to remember, like, which ones I've done already. Oh, here we go. I'll get something different. 2, 1, go! I took a swing at the ball, but I tripped. Although I took another step, the ankle was hurting so much, too much to steady myself. I lost my balance because the twisted ankle fell on the ground, but luckily I had hit the ball before I tripped. The tennis ball flew over the net, kissed the baseline, compressed, and bounced up. Then it was stuck in the wide fence around the court. Yay, match point saved! I tried my best to focus, but my twisted right ankle was hurting too badly. 2 points later, I couldn't hold on anymore. I missed the last shot. 9-11. We lost. I lost. I sat on the ground, wanting my loss of drunken milk. She hit the ball back and won the point. Good job. But a few rallies later, she suddenly fell to the ground with her hand clutching her ankle. She seemed to have twisted it. The match was over. We lost. She went over to the bench and sat down. People were gathering and comforting her. I only dared to look at her from a distance. Bad ending. Just a different version of the bad ending. Is that both of them? Okay, so we got one more bad ending to figure out. I'm going to try to see if I can figure that out today. Just call it an episode. Basically just focused on this. Okay, let's see if... Does that do anything? Probably not. Okay. Let me see if that does anything if I... No, okay. I'm just thinking if, like, focusing on him gets him any different than before. No. I might just skip doing the last, because I assume it's just another bad ending. But although, the thing I'm kind of curious is, how do I get a... Oops. Oh, she has an A rank too? Oh, that's right, when the... Because this is the... I'm kind of curious how you get all rank. I assume the other ones are just bad endings, so... Well, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out later. Okay, so... Well, I got the S ranking. We don't need to get the other bad one. If I figure it out, I'll show you guys on screen if I get it. It probably wouldn't take me that much longer, but I don't see any reason pulling the episode further. So it looks like Lee Win and Jimmy worked their teamwork together, and he got a high five. So he touched a girl's hand. He's never going to watch this again. So what other mail have we gotten into? Will we talk to anyone new next, or will we have more mixing in between these different characters? Find out next time in the next episode of Will, A Wonderful World. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.